Usain Bolt. I've never talked about this. I've never covered it. It has rehamped and you know. So Usain Bolt has made some subtle statements on his social media. So it's up back in the air again. And given that Mr. Andrew Owner's situation with the IC has come out and all the millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars that he is being shown on the IC report that is being flowed through his accounts, and he was allegedly the only person that actually benefited from SSL. In the report you saw, I think it was like 143,000 US dollars was sent from SSL to his account, and I'm paraphrasing something to that effect, right? So we want to talk about Usain Bolt. Who is Usain Bolt? Usain Bolt is a national treasure. Usain Bolt still holds the title as the fastest man alive, and I will argue that Usain Bolt has done more for Jamaica than the Prime Minister of Jamaica or any politician for that matter. It sounds like a long shot, but if you understand the extent of this man's impact globally and the type of eyes and attention that he brings to Jamaica in a very positive way, I'm not saying that Usain Bolt is above any individual in Jamaica. I'm not saying that at all. However, you have to understand value that somebody brings in terms of them being an asset to your country or being a lack thereof. You get me? It is what it is. You know, there's not a lot of people that can boast the value that Usain Bolt has because of his performance on the world stage. He's truly an ambassador of Jamaica. So this situation with SSL that happened, I think a year ago, or a little over a year ago, is truly a disgrace, a national disgrace. So as you can see on the thumbnail, we're going to revisit this national disgrace because a lot of people already know about it, so it's going to be a revisit. And for those that it's not a revisit, well, guess what? You're going to visit it. You're going to see it, right? Now, let me just play a recent video of Usain Bolt, you know, and how he feels about the situation, right? Let me take this down. Done deal with that. It says here, Bolt, the world record holder of the 100 meter and 200 meter sprint, is also frustrated that despite the announcement of the criminal investigation involved the Federal Bureau of Investigation (FBI) in the United States and other international partners, there has been no update about his stolen money of US $12 million. 12 million US dollars. This man have children, you know. This man have a family, you know. $12 million gone. Nobody deserves that, and especially, I mean nobody. You work hard, you represent your country, you know what I'm saying, and you did it with the most honors, and this is how your country repays you. This is how, with an involvement in the SSL from your Prime Minister. I'm not saying the Prime Minister did anything, I'm just looking at the optics of it. Everybody else lost their money in SSL, including Bolt, and the Prime Minister was the only one that actually benefited. And there's allegations surrounding his relationship with the individual that actually ran it. You see, this is what you call dark times in Jamaica, ladies and gentlemen, when you really look at the optics of how things are looking. Not the legal terms, you know, just the optics. And you really, as a person with some common sense, you go, interesting. You know, but let's hear what Bolt has to say.
So, yo, peeps. So it's been 1 year. Yeah, 1 year now. New year just start. Just want to announce to me there. Still a fight the fight. Still a hold on. Odds are to stay strong. You know the country used to it. All the people who that support me, continue support. Nothing but love, alright?
Nothing but love, my general. Nothing but love. Big up USAIN Bolt, not but love. Alright. Let's go to this post on him social media page now. What this say? They banking on the country you love for his country. But ask yourself, do they love their country or themselves? Not from a normal place. What powerful words. What powerful words. I'm gonna go visit in Twitter, cause him Twitter been active, you know. Zane, him Twitter been active. And bless up your wonderful family. 3 kids both have now. Mighty God. But both you laugh for the road. Look at this. Broken words, not broken records. Heartbroken, so many words unspoken. Them know the price of everything, but value of nothing. Can we bank on them to tell us? Or we're not in the circle? Country youth. The man is showing mad subliminals. The man is showing mad subliminals. You understand? Music right there. This is the one that he posted on his social media, right? Time longer than rope. Remember that. September 30th. Fake news. I wonder which fake news that. They must put out. Oh! Them put out say him get back money from SSL. So him put out fake news right there, so. He's been very active on Twitter. Very, very active on this issue. If you let me deal with fastest animal on land versus the fastest human. That's funny. Alright, let me go to his Instagram again. See? Just a show me, you know. We can't even play this like the audio. We can't play the audio. This audio. If you listen to this audio, the man at show mad shots. The man at show mad shots. People, USAIN Bolt is not happy. Me can't tell you that. We are out of we not out of control. We just out of their control. When they cannot control you, they try to control how people see you. You remember good. Alright, let me go to some article here now. Zine. This is January 23. Nothing to do with me, former SSL boss Mark Crosscurry distanced himself from the fraud scandal, right? Mark Crosscurry, the former chief executive officer of Stocks and Security Limited, SSL, has distanced himself from the multi-billion-dollar fraud that has engulfed the entity, stating that any issue concerning the company has nothing to do with him. How convenient. How convenient. I never know say you could have do that as a boss. Eh? You never know say you could have do that. You never know say you could have do that, you know. That one they tough. The man distanced himself, ladies and gentlemen, from the issue. Evelyn. We just see chat. Evelyn said he too blooming thief. In a statement, Monikowski said that he was not aware of any fraudulent activity at the entity during his tenure, which came to an end when he resigned effective March 20. Okay. So, March 2018, when him resigned. I have had no contact with SSL directors, management, or the teams which manage client accounts. I am not aware of any fraudulent activity at the entity during my tenure there. Very interesting. So this man have him own words say him not have nothing to do with that, you know, that bigger than him. Anyway, this was 2024. Bolt still hold firm 1 year after losing billions. So me just play the video for that and this under the article. You see it? Alright. These are just some evidence. Now, this one is interesting. CLARKE reiterates the discuss that the SSL fraud. Says more announcements coming. Right? Clarke says more policies announcements will be made next week in response to the multi-million-dollar fraud scandal at the SSL, which rocks the nation. Clarke made the declaration to journalists after announcing that he had accepted the resignation of Executive Director of the Financial Services Commission, Everton McFarlane. McFarlane is set to depart on leave on Friday, January 20th, Clarke said, adding that the Bank of the Jamaicans, let me listen to this.
Today, I accepted the resignation of the Executive Director of the FSC, Mr. Everton McFarlane. The resignation will be effective on the 31st of January. Mr. McFarlane will go on leave tomorrow. The Chief Prudential Officer of the Bank of Jamaica, who is responsible for prudential supervision of all deposit-taking institutions, will step in on an interim basis, seconded from the Bank of Jamaica. I intend to make further policy announcements on Monday, and
Are you disappointed, sir, in the whole processes happening right now in the banking sector, sir?
you know, as I said in my statement, I am certainly disgusted at what has been revealed.
I want you guys to pay attention. You know? He is disgusted at what has been revealed. So, what that mean? What do you mean you're disgusted at what has been revealed? You should be delighted at what has been revealed and disgusted of what has been going on. The way him say that to me is like him sorry say come out say. You know? What happened. I could be wrong. Want to make me know in the comment section. But that's how me I pray. That's how me I pray.
Thus far in terms of the fraud at SSL, and I've given a commitment that the government of Jamaica will do everything in our power to ensure that the strength and credibility of Jamaica's financial sector remains intact.
You see? All he must speak for, you know, is the strength and credibility of the Jamaican banking sector, you know. That is what he must speak for, you know. That's what I worry about, you know. How the world are going to look upon the Jamaican banking system. Because for them, aim is just to attract investors. Right? So that's how me get from the article there. You can go read it yourself and let me know it in the description, right? Watch police search SSL property. This is January 20. Right? Let me see what I'm going on. So. But I'm going to watch that one up on YouTube. And watch that. The other day, me sure some read an article where say, I see it on Atafai Press where say, the man named some people must rob some things from out of SSL. Or if you have a crime scene like that and it's secure, have such a big, I mean, everything in this is supposed to lock off somewhere. You feel me I say? It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Me I wonder, me not even want to question it, but are these guys even qualified in a case like this? Like, oh, exactly, if you really approach a search of this magnitude? I mean, not disrespect nobody, me just say. Because this is one serious case, you know. And after so long, right, we still can't get no answers. The funds was listed at both Jamaican and US dollars. It did not mention, okay, blah, 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 okay. No, where's the money? Some of Jamaica's infamous fraud cases. So, there's a lot of articles you can go to, ladies and gentlemen. Employees sought help from Usain Bolt's team to replenish depleted accounts. What? Scandal hit stocks. It has affirmed that his former employee Jean is that Jean and Patton made contact with management team of retired Olympian Usain Bolt, asking for help with funds to replenish the very account of the sprint icon that has been depleted and for which the company said Patton had sole responsibility. That information has been in the public domain for the past 2 weeks, but has now been confirmed by SSL. The beleaguered company also confirmed that Bolt's account, which was reported fleece of nearly 13 million US dollars, or Jamaican 2 billion. God! Woo! Was in the name of Wells Gin. Yo, you know how pissed I would be if somebody thief $500,000 from me? Much less 2 billion. Oh my God, man. Shout out to Usain Bolt for holding his composure, man. Boy. Let me see. The employee was interviewed. Said it appeared amended. Fraudulent clients documented. Representative Usain Bolt visited the office. Indicated that said the employee had turned up at their office to confess that she had falsified statements provided to him, had stolen the money from them and the other SSL clients. So hold on, this is somebody named Pantan. The reason for Pantan not admitting to defrauding Bolt, as she did for 39 other clients in the staggering fraud that is estimated 3 billion and climbing, is that she was aware of the tremendous spotlight which Bolt name would bring to bear on her activities. And amazingly, she, for whatever reason, and despite having admitted to Bolt management team that Bolt was among her victims, apparently she believed that she could borrow the money from Bolt management group to repay the other SSL clients. Mighty God of Daniel. Jesus take a wheel. I force me to read this, you know? I force me to read this. No, sir. Hey. Them it's a wickedness, brother. Them somebody have to pay. Somebody have to play. Clarke tries to clean the mud of Jamaica's name amid SSL scandal. Brother, there's nothing you can do. Right now, me not trust the banking system. Me never did. I know me worse. And all of these things, I don't trust them. I don't. That's why my money when me have a bank, me continuously borrow it. So, me borrow against my money and then take time pay back. So the money always active and I use. So if me owe them, me not really owe them, then can just take back the money. But me now just left my money in a bank and now use the money. No, sir. Me not run them the joke there, my friend. I don't run them the joke there. Anyway, me could go to this. Because there's a lady right here where
returns with money
there's a lady right here where actually you cover that story. Right this? No, next video, sorry. The next video. I don't wanna. It's this one. Yeah man, see it yeah? This are the one that I want to look for that now. I thought that 18 degree north had covered it when I look for one for she.
Alleged multi-million US dollar fraud at SSL, and Usain Bolt being one of about 30 Jamaicans affected.
Crazy.
We got to talk about it naturally.
Crazy.
And I just had to take a little time yesterday to just process the information, process my feelings about it as somebody who has been involved in financial education for the past 3 years plus, doing the work that I do to try to get you guys to invest, and then having something like this just come and erode confidence completely. And then beyond that, empathizing with the victims of this scandal, of this alleged fraud, Usain Bolt being foremost among them, because, we all know him, we all experienced his journey, his pain, his sacrifices, and the other about 30 people who've been fleeced as well. We don't know their stories,
right,
but I'm sure they all have their own stories of hard work and sacrifice too, and this has affected them. And so I, like many of you, feel angry that this has happened. I feel sad. I feel on a certain level ashamed because now this is being reported in the international press as something that has happened in Jamaica to an international icon. And there's so many feelings that I just need to sit down and process. But also why I had to take that time is that I had to start thinking of solutions, because I started seeing a lot of questions about like, okay, what do I do now? Do I pull all my investments and just go savings? Do I invest abroad? Do I just not bother? What's the next steps? Do Bolt and the other victims get their money back? What happens next? And so I had to really start thinking about those questions seriously. And I know a lot of you are going to ask, well, Kalila, are you still going to invest? Yes. Are you still going to tell us to invest? Yes. And I'm going to explain why. There's so many factors at play, right? Money is an asset that people will always covet, no matter where you hold it. It's just the nature of money and the nature of people to want more money, especially the way our economic system is set up. And so you always have to have in the back of your mind the fact that there is a risk associated with having money, any amount of money. And no matter where you leave your money, it is not 100% safe. So for those of you saying that I'm not going to invest again because of this, or I'm going to liquidate all my investments and put it into savings, well, it's not completely safe in savings either, because we just heard the story about NCB a few months ago. We had Sagicor, and those were both deposit-taking institutions that savings accounts were among those affected, from what I understand. So then, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna just put the money under your mattress at home? What if somebody breaks into your house and steals it from there? What if a fire happens at your house and you lose all that money as well? And I see some people saying, well, this is why I don't invest in Jamaica, I only invest abroad. You guys know the United States is like one of the most corrupt countries in the entire world, right? Especially when it comes to money. You guys ever heard of a gentleman named Bernie Madoff? Look at what just happened last year with the whole FTX scandal. And I know that was cryptocurrency, but FTX was still a highly reputable company. And big scandal happened at FTX, and investors, crypto investors, lost their money who stored it on that exchange. So your money is not entirely safe anywhere. And that's just facts. That's just the truth. Anything can happen to it at any institution. And I feel like you kind of have to think about it like being on a plane. Occasionally you have a plane that crashes or some part of the plane malfunctions and people die. But what you're going to do? You're going to not ride planes again ever for the rest of your life? Same thing happens in cars. You have car accidents all the time. What you're going to do? Not drive, not ride in a car, just walk everywhere. There is a certain level of risk inherent with life. And not just with life, but with money as well. And that's just a cold, hard fact. No matter where you keep your money, there is some level of risk. And I started thinking, well, how can we mitigate that risk? What are some of the things that we can do now to ensure that we don't have to live with the full extent of the possible risk? We don't have to be as exposed as losing your entire retirement savings because of one person's deception and fraud, right? And so one thing I would say is you definitely want to diversify your accounts. So me personally, I have accounts that...
Now, I gotta say this. She's doing a hell of a job. She's doing a hell of a job to give you the pros and the cons of everything. And I can't really, I can't tell nobody what to do with their money. Risk is in everything. Like, there's nothing there. Like, risk is in everything. Like she said, if you store your money under the mattress, what if your house burned down? The probabilities of your house burning down is kind of, 1 in 1,000. That's not just happening like that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's a possibility. So there is a risk factor. Sharon says, but the banks cannot be trusted again with money. So a lot of people don't even remember the burial spot. Yeah, I mean, that part. I mean, look at, I'm not going to call the bank's name, but there's a prominent bank in Jamaica where a lot of people has come out on social media and said that they've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, a lot of money. And they ain't got it back. No matter how they come on social media and all of that, they ain't got it back. So it is quite unfortunate. And the reason why the SSL thing is so big is because Bolt is a victim. But that is a blessing because now it highlights a real issue in Jamaica with the banking system. And I believe that's what Nigel Clarke was most upset about. That it revealed, and it happened allegedly under his tenure, right? Correct? Nigel Clarke was the Minister of Finance when this happened, right? That's the real issue they have. They have a problem with things going out to the public. That's what I see with this government, right? That's what I see. With these guys in the JLP, they just want everything to be. They like brushing things under the rug, and then some of the followers that follow them, they hate when you come on here and you speak the truth. This is a national disgrace. It truly is. It truly is a national disgrace, right? And it's sad. Like I said before in one of my live streams, these people are living in glass house and they throwing stones. Talking about people are criminals and talking about USAIN Bolt going on stage and all of that foolishness. Come on, man. Like, stop it.
2 different brokerage firms, and at least if something was to happen at one, it's not everything wiped out because you have investments somewhere else as well. Plus, I have savings at multiple different institutions as well. Savings accounts, checking accounts, investment accounts, different types of investments. So one, you definitely want to be diversified and spread that risk around so that if anything happens at one place, then at least it's not everything that's gone, right? 2 is more on the authorities level. So for one, there definitely is no better time than now and no better reason than now for strengthening the FSC. It is clear that the Financial Services Commission needs help. From what I have heard, they are severely understaffed. Things that go to the FSC take forever, and that's just because they don't have the manpower. We're now seeing reports that the FSC raised concerns about SSL years ago. I don't know how those things were resolved, but absolutely one of the priorities of the authorities now needs to be to strengthen the FSC.
So the FSC that was not strengthened, they actually raised red flags on SSL. So when these red flags are raised, what is the procedure? So you telling me this whole thing could have been prevented? I bet you somebody dragged their foot. I bet you this is all about neglect. That's the first crime in this situation, neglect.
And then on an institutional level, the financial institutions, especially the investment firms now, since this is the biggest scandal in I don't even know how long, they're going to have a lot of work to do to get back investor trust, to get back the trust of their clients and their potential clients. They're going to have a lot to do to get people to start investing again and to not pull their funds. And one thing that I have to say is, you have some firms that are not sending out regular statements. And this was alleged in this case that apparently they only were giving statements upon request. And that should be a red flag. If you are not getting regular statements from your financial institution, then you need to raise that with them now. And financial institutions that are not giving customers regular statements, that is a red flag, and you need to address that immediately. You need to make sure that your customers have statements from you at least every month, if not access online, where people can just check their accounts at any time. And another thing I thought that could possibly mitigate some of this risk and help investors regain confidence in the system is, why can't I get a text alert whenever there is any transaction on my account?
Exactly.
The same way the banks send you a text. I get texts all the time. I get emails saying
that's true.
Your Visa debit was just used at whatever location at whatever time,
right,
or your credit card was just charged for this amount. We should be able to get the same types of alerts for our investment accounts whenever stocks are sold from our...
Yo, this is a serious issue, And like I said, it sounds away, but in some way it's not a good thing that it happened to Usain Bolt, but it's like, because it happened to him, now it raises more attention to this issue for it to get some resolution, because it's affecting not just him but a lot of other Jamaican people. You understand?
Account whenever money is transferred from our account and when stocks are bought on our behalf as well. It shouldn't be too difficult to implement, since many of the financial institutions, the banks in particular, already use this technology. For everyday banking, it's just a matter now of extending the service to the investment arm of these institutions. And the ones that are not attached to a major bank, then you guys need to get on with the technology so that we customers can know exactly what is happening in our accounts at every single time. Another thing, you guys, make sure you're the only signatory on your account. Do not give advisors at any institutions the authority to sign on your behalf. Just don't do it. Don't do it, you know? So these are just some of the preliminary thoughts that I've been having about how to mitigate it.
Faster?
What's going to happen now, I don't fully know. Right. Will Bolt and the other investors get their money back? I don't know. I don't know what exactly is going to happen. I presume the FSC and the FID and all other authorities are going to continue investigating. They're probably going to try to follow the money train and see where the accused individual or individuals...
No, I have a question. Has there been a report that has come out about SSL? And if so, was that report made public? Anybody in the chat know? Has there been a report? Like how them have the IC report, has there been a report? An audit of some sort on SSL? And has it made public? Oh, well then again, this is a matter in court. So it would have to make court records, and then those court records made public. But I don't know. I would love for somebody to tell me if they know about that. Because if there's an effort to hide this report, like how there's an effort by the Prime Minister now for the Supreme Court to actually throw away the IC report and make it null and void pretty much and illegal. I want to know if that's what's happening with SSL, this situation. Where is these reports on the SSL situation? Like, where the money, you know what I'm saying? The evidence that they got so far, whatever the case might be. I would love to know. I really would.
Transferred this money, whether any of it still remains, whether they used any of it to purchase assets, and if they did purchase assets, and if there still is cash somewhere under Jamaica's Proceeds of Crime Act POCA that can be seized by the authorities,
exactly,
and whatever properties or any other assets were purchased, those can be liquidated and potentially, I don't know if this is how it works, returned to the original owners. I think they also have the option of lawsuits, of suing the company. But again, those two things are probably going to take many years before they get any type of restitution.
That's the bad part.
And I was thinking, what if this was to happen to me? What would I do if I had millions of dollars invested? And let's say this was the chunk of my life savings, right? What would I do after I finish crying? After I recover from the initial shock? I'm thinking for myself and for somebody like Bolt, who obviously he has other investments, right? This isn't his only investment. He has real estate investments, BPO. He has investments in other companies as well. Even though his sprint career is over, he's still young enough to recover financially. And I'm sure he will, as much of a shock it is, and as much as he hates to lose what he loses, I believe that, if it was me as well, once I recover from that shock, I just move on to the next thing, Of course, still trying to recover whatever I can recover through the legal channels, but...
So ma'am, you telling me that you was just gonna move on? We are not the same. I could tell you that. My initial response to that would be carnal. My human side, my flaws, all of it. All of it. I wouldn't just move on. I could tell you that. All right? God got to intervene, boy. Whoever it is that needs to be taken down, I'm setting God on him. I'm trying to tell you, bro. I can't work so hard for my money. I got kids, a family. I got my mom, everybody. What? Man, what? My tears, my prayers would be on somebody. I don't know who it is, but whoever it is that's responsible, God gonna be on your ASS. Please believe me. Please believe me. Ain't no way. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Usain Bolt, man. Anybody that this happened to, it is a travesty, in my opinion. And to know that the Prime Minister name popped up in this. Shameful. It's like this man's legacy, Mr. Andrew Horner's legacy is just it's shameful. And all lies will be exposed. That's all. And who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light. And personally, I want the light to shine bright, baby. This is horrible, bro. The only person that benefited is the Prime Minister of the country. And it was a scandal. His money just went to him right in time. I find that mighty strange. Yeah, I find that mighty strange. But let me know what y'all think, man. Let me know what y'all think. I mean, what else can you do for your country? Right? Like, man, listen. No respect, bro. No respect. This man got the keys to Jamaica. And this man was scammed. In a situation, right, that the Prime Minister's name should never be called in. His name should never be involved in this. The leader of the country. Terrible. Leaving so many speculations in people's mind. And you can't stop people from speculating. Because all people that say, this don't look good. Something alright there, so. Sitting there, go on. And if you ask any well-thinking Jamaican, if you did a poll right now, and ask any well-thinking Jamaican, where them believe about the Prime Minister and the SSL scandal, me now ask Christ, over 80% of them. You hear me say all ago? Over 80% of them believe, say, the Prime Minister is guilty in that situation. If you ask every Jamaican right now that is aware of the SSL scandal and aware of the details, them I gotta tell you. Say them believe, say, the Prime Minister is not innocent in that situation. Somebody say Andrew Honest give back Walt him money. Him work hard. We want back with money that they get to give us in the pandemic. Oh, that's not my words. Alright? Laurie and Gerby, big up. Not my words. Let me know want to think about that. Let me know want to think about that. Zane, like, share, and subscribe.